My friends, this is part 2 because I have a puppy who likes to shake everything up and move everything. Sometimes even the love of a puppy can make me suffer, which means it translates to you as well. In the midst of the difficulties of our life and in this world, we know we are not alone. And we know that the suffering of others is sometimes a message to us about God's presence in their life. Why does God allow suffering in this world is never the question that we should be looking at. What we should be looking at is, where did you see God's presence in the midst of your time in the pit? When did you grab the rope? And when did you look around you and see that you had to leave a hand down below to lift someone up as well? What will you do in this time, in this season, to care for those around you? What will you do to remember that suffering is not what we are here for and is not what we are to stay with, but that we are to build our perseverance and be steadfast in our love for God, even in the midst of suffering? This is the challenge for all of us. It's the challenge for our world. It's the challenge for our friends. It's the challenge for our bodies and our souls and every part of ourselves. How will you show God's love in this season that we find ourselves? I really do think that when God takes us into himself and teaches us through this difficulty, that he never abandons us, never leaves us to our own devices, that God is with us all the time, that we find ourselves better, and we find ourselves on a journey that leads towards healing. So even though I can't sing this song, I do want to read the words to this song because I think that it's important for us to consider some of the hymns in the way of the language of the hymns. So I'm going to share with you from hymn 399, Take My Life and Let It Be. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for thee. Take my voice and let me sing always only for my King. Take my lips and let them be filled with messages from thee. Take my silver and my gold, not a mite would I withhold. Take my intellect and use every power as thou shalt choose. Take my will and make it thine, it shall be no longer mine. Take my heart, it is thine own, it shall be thy royal throne. Take my love, my Lord, I pour at thy feet its treasure store. Take myself, and I will be ever, only, all for thee. May God richly bless this day for you, that in this season that we find ourselves isolated from one another, that we are still connected through our faith, through our virtual connections, through our relationship with you, O God, on this journey that we find ourselves in, walking, running, enjoying, and even suffering through. For there is nothing greater than you, O God, in our lives. And I hope that you all on your journey find a deeper connection to our beloved Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, in whose name that we find ourselves gathered at every chance we get. Be well, be safe, be practical, wash your hands, and care for those around you. Do not put yourself at risk. And if you need me, you can call me. You all know where to find me. Much love and thoughts and prayers and my presence with you as well. I feel weird not being with you today and being able to stand in front of you and give you testimony of how God's grace is for all of us. So reach out and take care of each other. God bless you all. So even though we do not take an offering on this season, there will be a link added to us so that we can look and figure out how we might still offer our treasures in order to support the church and to continue in its work in the world. So I will be in conversation with you all through some work with the treasurers of our churches in order to make sure that we can still sustain our ministry together. So be well, go in peace, go in love, and go in joy. God bless you all.